So I had one more thought or theme that I wanted to share from the full ordination that I really kind of chewed on and reflected on a lot of the time. And that's the what they call in the Chinese tradition the three resolves. In what we do is very similar, is the three motivations that we start every day with. But they use just kind of slightly different wording that I really enjoyed reflecting on, and I'll share some of that. The three resolves, they really emphasized again and again the importance of it, and especially during the full ordination, we had to say the three resolves, memorize them out loud, and say them very loudly and very clearly in front of all the preceptors. So kneeling down in front of 10 or 20 people and saying this very clearly in Mandarin, not in English, was helpful to just, to have that clear determination again and to say it very clearly. Was very, very powerful. And they also emphasized that we say these three resolves at every meal. When we take each bite of food, our first three bites are saying these three resolves. And so that first bite, which you take from the left side of your rice bowl, is first, I resolve to eliminate all non-virtues. There is no non-virtue that I will not eliminate. Buduan. That's the only part I could actually memorize. But it's, really saying it's more than just I will not cause harm. It's an expanded version of I will not cause harm in the future. I will also purify all of my past non-virtues. And look at how every single action in my mind and in my body can be a non-virtue, and to really hone in on not doing those. It's kind of a way of just expanding that intention through, I think that power of the purification practice is looking at my past actions and seeing how I caused that harm. And that's so important in then being able to prevent the harm in the future. So I really liked just that expanded version of not causing harm in every form of non-virtue in the past and in the future. During one of the early days of the program, I was sweating buckets because it was hot and humid, and we were wearing 3 layers of clothes. And I had the thought, may each drop of sweat purify a past non-virtue. And that really helped me be I am purifying so much right now. So it was just another way of, changing an uncomfortable situation into wow, I'm doing so much purification right now. The second bite of food on the right-hand side of the bowl is I resolve to cultivate all virtues. There is no virtue that I will not cultivate. Wu shan bu shou. And again, this is, our version is that I want to be of benefit, but it's really emphasizing that I can benefit by developing all these different qualities. I want to develop all these different virtues so that I can be of benefit. Again and again, they emphasized that the program and our future is about developing these qualities so that we can help lead people in many different ways. And I think an example of that was how they had the group leaders. So there was one person in charge of essentially 10 people, and they kind of kept everybody on time. We couldn't go into the main hall without all being together. So it was that group leader in charge of making sure everyone was together. That group leader was the point person in contacting the bhikshunis. And so I could really see how those group leaders developed a lot of leadership skills and showed their good qualities. And I mean, they had no idea they were going to be the group leader until they arrived at the ordination and were told, okay, you're the group leader in charge of these 10 people. And so it was a beautiful expression of developing those good qualities, of developing those virtues. And we also, as many people have talked about, the qualities of the guides and the bhikshunis, especially showing all those different virtuous qualities. And again, the kindness. I was sick for a couple weeks, and one of the bhikshunis was asked about how to help me, and she really tracked how I was doing and kept bringing me special medicine. Each couple of days, she was bringing me more medicine and then talking to my group leader and saying, how is she doing? And I was so touched at how thoughtful she was. I mean, she was managing and tracking so many different things, but she kept me in mind and kept giving me the medicine that I needed and gave me more and more. So it was just, again, incredibly touching of that expression of that kindness and thinking of so many different people, that capacity that she had developed to be able to track so much and to keep providing that one-on-one care. So the third bite of food that you take from the center of the bowl is the biggest bite, is the resolve. I resolve to liberate all sentient beings. There is no sentient being that I will not liberate. Shang Shen Budu. I obviously didn't memorize that one very well. But that one's, I mean, the biggest, the bodhicitta motivation. But this one is slightly different because it can be tricky because it's saying, I will liberate everybody. And I mean, from my perspective, where I'm at right now, that seems impossible. And so it's a huge shift of the mind that it's not about me, it's not about what I'm thinking of my view of myself right now, but expanding myself to developing all these virtues and eliminating all non-virtues. And from doing that, then I'll be able to help others in a much more better way. But it's not if I'm continuing to look at, I will liberate people in a heavy, solid, fixed identity type of way. A way that they taught us to kind of work with this was through the gathas that I think Venerable Lamsel mentioned. That, I mean, this was kind of one of the first core teachings they gave us, was these daily gathas, daily reminders of every single action that we're doing throughout the day, brushing your teeth, walking outside, endless little things. All of them are about turning that mind to liberate all sentient beings, to expanding that view of taking that whatever action that I'm doing and expanding it to a much, much, much bigger level. So I just, wanted to share these kind of slight variation of our three motivations that we do. And again, it's so fun to play with expanding them into looking at different perspectives and seeing how they encapsulate and guide every single action and are kind of the framework for our practice so that we can really develop ourselves into ways beyond what we can imagine right now and to really be greatest benefit.